If you can't come in and put work in the building, go out to the practice field and work hard, do your lifts and do what you're supposed to do, you should not be here. This is a job. We are getting paid a whole lot of money. There are a lot of people that watch us and invest their time and their money into buying our jerseys and buying a whole bunch of and they care about it. They care every single week. We're in week 16 and we're 4-11, and there's fans that watch this game, that show up to the stadium, that put in time and energy and effort and care about this. So if you can't go out there and you can't work out, you can't show up on time, you can't practice, you can't want to go out there and win, you shouldn't be here. Because this is a privilege. It's the greatest job in the world. You get to go out and play a game. And if you can't care enough, even in week 17, even when you're trash, when you're 4-11, if you can't care enough to go out there and give everything you got and try your hardest, that's bullshit. So that's how. I think there are people every week that still tweet you, that still come up to you and say, hey, we're still rooting for you. We're still behind you. They have no reason whatsoever to. We stink. But they care, and they still want to win, and they still want you to be great. That's why. Those people aren't getting paid. We're getting paid handsomely. That's why. And that's who I feel the most bad for, is our fans and the people who care so deeply in the city, and the people who love it and who truly want it to be great. And it's not. And that sucks as a player, to know that we're not giving them what they deserve.
We got some breaking news in regards to JJ Watt and the Houston Texans. Before we get to the content, I want to let you guys know, one, I might be a little woozy because I got my second dose of a COVID vaccine yesterday. The side effects are definitely real, but when I found out this news, I had to kind of make my way to make this video at the very least. Two, please smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. And a huge shout out to our two latest members to join Mike Mafia, Marvin Estrada to join on the Mike Mafia Soldier tier, and Ashton Dambreville going all the way to join the Mike Mafia General tier. Thank you guys so much for the support and contributing to my ability to create content like this for you guys on a full-time basis. Now that we got all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Guys, if you're a Houston Texans fan, it's been a very difficult past 2 to 3 years for you guys. A team that was once perceived to be one of the most promising up-and-coming young teams in the NFL are at complete rock bottom as a result of an absolute mismanagement of stars and assets on the roster at the hands of Bill O'Brien. Such mismanagement of assets resulted in not only losing one of the best wide receivers in the entire NFL in DeAndre Hopkins, but also being without multiple first-round picks and being so bad that even though Deshaun Watson performed extremely well and turned in one of his greatest seasons in his entire NFL career, a season that would have potentially seen him as a NFL MVP candidate in any other circumstance, the Houston Texans are the third worst team in the entire NFL. And we all know about Deshaun Watson demanding a trade. We all know how ugly that situation is very close to becoming. But something that we didn't talk about as much is what's going to happen to JJ Watt, a player that I presume to be traded by the trade deadline this year, but if not, definitely not a member of the Houston Texans next year. After spending a decade with the Houston Texans, JJ Watt clearly established himself as the greatest defensive player, if not the greatest player in the entire history of the Houston Texans, becoming a 5-time first-team All-Pro, a 3-time second-team All-Pro, a 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, and a 5-time Pro Bowler, and leading the NFL in sacks twice. He was the ultimate man in the Houston community when Houston was hit with a natural disaster, was a consummate professional and was the picture of hard work and dedication to one's craft. And well, according to Ian Rappaport and himself, we're going to play the clip of JJ Watt in just a second. The Texans are officially releasing JJ Watt. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking. If you're a Texans fan, you might be a little bit pissed off. And initially, what I first thought is, why wouldn't the Texans trade him at the very least for a late round draft pick or some type of draft capital? Because Lord knows that the Texans desperately need it. They are so devoid of assets that they could use whatever it takes to build up their team, even in the slightest. Well, here's what Ian Rappaport says. For the last few weeks, both sides appear to acknowledge that the relationship was over. JJ Watt deserved a new start, and he gets it. Now, the Texans could have traded JJ Watt and received a solid draft pick, but they decided to do it this way, handling their face of the franchise with class. I feel like they're trying to send a message here to a player like Deshaun Watson that they'll always have his best interests in mind, or something along that sort. Either way, I think it's nice that they decided to do this for JJ Watt. Usually when a pass rusher is nearing the end of his prime, which at this point, JJ Watt's a remarkable player, but he's a little bit removed from the years where he was making the all-pro teams. Chances are you'll get yourself like a fourth at the very best, or a fifth round pick in return for his services. And at that point, I think it's best to establish the reputation that you will send your star player, or you will do right by your star player of the last decade and allow him to hit free agency. And so JJ Watt posted a video addressing the situation himself.
I wanted to do this on video as opposed to putting out a statement or doing a press conference or anything like that, because I want you guys to hear it directly from me. I want to speak directly to you and the city of Houston, so you can hear the words straight from my mouth. I have sat down with the McNair family and I have asked them for my release, and we have mutually agreed to part ways at this time. I came here 10 years ago as a kid from Wisconsin who'd never really been to Texas before. And now I can't imagine my life without Texas in it. The way that you guys have treated me, besides draft night, I mean, you guys booed me on draft night, but every day after that, you treated me like family. And I truly feel like you're my family. Since that day, I have tried to do everything in my power to work and earn your respect and try and make you proud on and off the field. You guys have given me everything and more, and I can only hope that you feel like I've given you everything I have. The city of Houston's been unbelievable to me. It's where I met my wife. It's where I've met lifelong friends and my teammates. I've had incredible coaches and training staff and equipment staff and cafeteria workers and the weight room staff and the front office people and people on the streets, people in restaurants and grocery stores and showing up at my house. The connection is special, and I will never ever take that for granted because I know how rare it is. I'm excited and looking forward to a new opportunity, and I've been working extremely hard. But at the same time, it is always tough to move on. And I just want you guys to know that I love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the McNair family for giving me, drafting me and giving me my first opportunity in the NFL. Thank you, Houston. I love you.
So Deshaun Watson actually tweeted out reacting to this entire situation, saying, "Salute to one of the greatest of all time at JJ Watt. I appreciate you for all the work you put in, and more importantly, the person that you are. Any team in the league will be better the day you put on their jersey. Love, my brother. More glory." If you're a Texans fan, let me know what you guys think about this release, either in the comment section down below or on Instagram or Twitter. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.